Welcome back, guys. Thanks for joining me for another beer review. Right, a little bit of a craft one now, so I do apologise. But this is really the proper sort of final craft beer from an online shop that I'm doing. And this was picked up from Trembling Madness back end of January. And it's a German beer. This is the first standalone beer from this brewery that I've done. But I did review one which was a collaboration from them and Ren Brewing, which was triple IPA, which is fantastic, absolutely fantastic. But the beer we're looking at is from Fuerst, wiacek, I think it is. They're out of Berlin, and this is a Schwarz beer lager, so it's a dark lager. Love the artwork, a little bit different, it's got to be said. 440ml can, coming in at 5%, and it cost me £4.05 from Trembling Madness. So I'm going to bring this old tall glass out. It won't quite fill that because that's a pint glass, I believe, or 500ml, but it's going to be close. But that should suit the style of beer. So let's get it cracked open and see what we get. Now I'm expecting it to be good, because if anyone can do a dark lager, it's got to be the Germans, isn't it? They know how to do lagers, they know how to do dark lagers. They're just bloody good at doing what they can do. I think I've been a bit vigorous with the pour. We are going to have a nice thick head on it by the looks of it. Yeah, I've been a bit vigorous there, haven't I? I was giving it a little bit of shake and this, that and the other. But not to worry. That's what you expect in Germany. If you was getting a beer served in Germany, it would probably look like that. I know, like 200ml glasses of beer that I've had in Germany have had probably half the head of that and they're half the amount of beer in them. So, you know, not ideal, but you know, it's not end of the world stuff. Anyway, like I say, there's a bit left in the can. Beer in a glass. You are seeing it maybe a little bit darker than me, but that is like a deep sort of chestnut colour. There is light getting through it. We've got a good 3-finger mix and match sort of tan head on top. But yeah, looks like you'd expect. So we'll dive in with the old nostrils and see what we get. To be honest, I'm not picking a lot up. I've just had my tea. Just pizza, garlic bread and all that lot. So, and there is a big thick head on it, so it's going to be hard to try and pick anything up. You're certainly getting hops. Definitely getting dark malts. A little bit of sweetness on the nose. Almost chocolate in there as well, it is. Almost looks like chocolate malts. But yeah, whether I'd pick any more out with the head being smaller, I don't know. But I'm not going to sit here sniffing all night. So we'll get the rest in there. And I think all I've poured in there is just more head. But yeah, looks decent. Let's dive in and give Fuerst wiacek, or however you say it, and their Schwarz beer lager a taste. 5%. Let's dive in. Cheers. That's lovely. That's lovely. First impressions from that first mouthful was, my God, they got the balance just right between still really knowing it's a lager and the dark side of the lager. Be very easy to overpower it with the dark side of a beer, so you don't notice so much of the lager. But for me, they've got that balance just right for me. %. Does seem quite light, and maybe that's where the balance of the beer has come in. It probably would have been very easy to sort of overpower it with the dark side and make the beer a bit heavier, but it is quite light. Certainly not wishy-washy, but it does seem a little bit lighter than I would have expected. Nice carbonation, nice and smooth, a nice mouthfeel, really drinkable as well. It's definitely one you could chug. I'm getting that already, that this is one you could literally just chug down. Do I get the rest in there? Oh my god. It's going to go very quick, I think, this one. Intake is your first impressions, malty, chocolate malts for me, slightly sweet, but even while you're getting that, you are getting that traditional sort of, I think, German lager feel to it. I wouldn't say you pick out the breadiness and this, that and the other, because it's a different style lager, but behind that darkness of the beer, you know it's a good quality lager. You can just taste it. 5% is nowhere, to be honest. I mean, it just drinks like a good quality German lager. Most good quality German lagers are about 4.8, 4.9. You don't tend to get that. Like I say, a nice malty backbone. You do get a little hoppy bite to it. You get the dark roasted malt. You get that typical sort of German taste. Drinks like a dream. It really does, and that is seriously drinkable. Maybe, you know, being a little bit lighter in body does help that. But yeah, that's a cracking beer. Is it worth £4.5? Now, I suppose in the UK, yeah, you could say that is a decent dark lager. A really good dark lager. And it's the sort of beer that you're not really going to pick up every day in the UK. I think if you was in Germany and you were paying £4.5 for that, which would be about, I don't know, €4, €4.50, I think maybe the Germans would be looking at the price of that and going, oh, hang on, we got a lot of dark lagers over here, and they're all decent. Are they as good as this? Well, you know, there probably isn't a massive amount of difference. Not massive, not enough to say, you know, am I going to pay another €2 more for this beer? Excuse me. But in the UK, it's the sort of style that you don't see an awful lot of. And I think, really, if I was going to a pub that was on tap and they wanted to offer me 2/3 at the same sort of price, it kind of puts it into perspective, doesn't it? That the can is actually better value. Yeah, you can say it's overpriced. It's all got to be imported, blah, blah, blah. But ultimately, let's stop waffling on. Fuerst, wiacek, or wiacek, however you want to say it. Their Schwarz beer lager coming in at 5% dark lager. Absolute banger. Drinks like a dream, and you could session the arse off it. If you've had this beer before, let me know what you think. Feel free to comment. I'm going to enjoy the rest of this, although I do need to take a photo for the old thumb shot before it disappears. So yeah, like I say, give it a go if you see it. If you've had it before, let me know in your comments. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Thank you all for watching. I'm going to leave you in peace. Enjoy your Saturday night, and I'll see you again soon on another one. Cheers.